Welcome back to the All Out NRL Fantasy podcast. Origin 2 teams are in, so are the round 16 bye teams for 10 of our NRL teams. Bence, how are you, mate?
I am fantastic. I cannot wait for Origin Game 2. Should be 2-0. Should be easy dub for Queensland.
Well, we discussed a couple of weeks ago, mate, a few of our changes that should happen. Look, I think we were successful on predicting what would happen. I mean, we said Burton would get in. Unfortunately, he's not even
main one we missed.
Well, he's not even 18th man, which I think is just ridiculous. I think his versatility and like what he can offer in an Origin game is it should be taken into account, and he should have been picked in there. But, you know, we moved. Latrell's in. We got that right. What else did we get right?
I think, well, you can tell in the first game how Cobbo was used. Those players are so valuable. Them not having Burton. We got Capewell there who's going to do the same job, can play centre, second rower in the middle. I think them missing Matt Burton is a big L, although they do have Connor Watson. I really like that selection.
I like that selection as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon he's going to make a difference, but I still think Queensland have slightly the upper hand.
Look, I read an article this morning in the paper, and Mitch Moses even had Nico Hines as what is the scapegoat of the New South Wales exiting of like the Origin 1 team. Would you say that decision is now justified? He should have been gone. Moses should have got the gig.
Yeah, I think it's pretty rough. Like, he played the whole game with 12 men, and as a half, obviously, that's not ideal. But I think just his defense and his kicking game was the main reasons. Like, that's the main things that let him down.
Yeah.
And obviously, Moses has played so well in the last few weeks. I think it's fair, but it's pretty harsh for him, to be fair.
I mean, the other change is Mitch Barnett moves from, he's on the 18th man, right, Dor? 18th man.
As we know in the first game, that can come in very handy.
Can come in very handy,
Kafusi came in, was very good.
Mitch Barnett, I'll say it again. I don't think Jake Trbojevic gets picked if he's not captain.
I agree. I think he arguably should have been dropped.
And I mean, Cameron Murray, he's a must-have.
Yeah.
I think that's the perfect position for Cameron Murray in an Origin team.
Yeah. I think my clip a few weeks ago was nearly on the money. It was just slightly off with I said Hudson Young dropped for Barnett. I didn't really think about Watson. And then I had Burton. But other than that, on the money.
Queensland side mate Billy Slater's sort of come out and said that Cobbo needs to have a rest, considering he's been getting injections every week. But I know you have some takes on the Queensland Origin team. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I think obviously there must be something going wrong with Dave Fifita. I don't know if he's ruffled some of Slater's feathers, but I've actually got Lukey, Capewell, and Fifita's stats side by side here just to have a look at like what Fifita's done wrong. And I think it's actually crazy. Fifita has more minutes. He has more more average runs, more average run meters, more line breaks, more line break assists. So pretty much every single attacking stat, try assists, offloads as well. The only thing he's slightly behind in is tackles, in which he still has about 25 per game. And missed tackles is in the middle of them both. And then obviously tackle breaks is above. So it raises an issue. Is there something going on there behind the scenes? Like, there's just no way you can't have Dave Fifita in that team.
Well, he's such an impact player as well. I mean, he's so dynamic. His ball carry is probably the best strength of his game, and he can create nothing. He can create something from nothing. So, I mean, if he hasn't done something wrong, I'm not sure what Billy's seeing in.
It's strange. Like
in the stats.
Do you think he could get called into the third game? Like if
I think if we lose, for sure. I think if we lose,
it just makes no sense. Like you're supposed to pick the best players, and he is one of the best players in the NRL.
Just going off the eye test. So like Nanai, I had my criticisms of Nanai, but now watching him, he actually offers like a high ball catch and it's a try scoring opportunity.
Like Nanai,
And then you look at who's on the other edge, Sua. He played a good role for us in game one. And then what do you want off the bench as a Queenslander? What's going to make New South Wales more scared? Kurt Capewell, who's coming back from injury and hasn't played, or
impact,
David Fifita. So I mean, it's an interesting call, and I'm not disrespecting Capewell because he's done a job for us in recent years and done it very well. So hopefully Billy knows what he's doing, and we get up next Wednesday in Melbourne, and then we just have a nice and relaxing Queensland game.
In a way, it's like if it's 1-1, like it's not the end of the world. Everyone loves a decider, and it's in Brisbane, so I don't mind.
Looking forward to it, mate. But let's focus on this weekend as well with round 16, the second major bye of the year. There's some big ins for a few teams here. Pappenhausen has been named for the Storm. If you are worried about wing fullback coverage with now Dylan Edwards getting picked, he is definitely an option. But let's run through it. For the Dolphins first, Trey Fuller has been named fullback and will be a popular option this week for those that kept him in your side. What about Ewan Aiken and Herbie Farnworth, mate? They've been cooking for the Dolphins. I think I got Herbie maybe not Herbie, sorry, Ewan Aiken at least 6 weeks ago, and he's just been nothing but flawless.
Yeah, I remember a few weeks ago, for me, in my personal team, it was either Ewan Aiken or Nakora. They both had lovely bye rounds, and I chose Nakora. Although he did do very well last round, Ewan Aiken has been the better pickup. He's a certified keeper now.
Absolutely.
And he's a centre position.
Yeah, DPP.
And as we know, the Dolphins' bye schedule, they only have round 18, and other than that, they play every single round. So just keep picking those Dolphins players up. They're doing so well.
The other man that's been cooking is Herbie Farnworth, who is now priced at $707K.
That hurts.
It does hurt a little bit, but his most recent scores, 99, 54, 61. So that does involve 2 tries, but his base stats is just unbelievable. He got 13 tackle busts against the Warriors, then into 5 tackle busts, another 5 tackle busts against the Sharks on Thursday night last week. So he's been cooking as well.
Who doesn't love Herbie? He just gets his hands on the ball. He's a bit of a hog, which is great for fantasy. And then also Jeremy Marshall-King, 680K.
Just signed a contract extension as well.
Exactly. He's been doing his job. Although he didn't get like the most flashy score last round, for those that picked him up for that bye round, he's been doing a fantastic job.
As we touched on, Ryan Pappenhausen returns from injury this week. I think he's an immediate pickup for those that need a wing fullback. Let's have a quick look at his stats before he got injured.
I know he was pretty mid before he got like probably the worst start to a year he's had. I know he averaged 43.3 per game before he was injured. So his price is only 573K, which if you look at Prime Pappy, like that is a discount.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen him at full form this year, so it's a bit worrying.
Yeah, well, he's got 3 scores over 50 this year, which includes an 81 against the Wires in round 2. He got 34 points in 39 minutes against the Titans before going down with that injury. Look, I'd be probably just picking him up. What's the Storm bye schedule?
Fantastic question.
I think it's pretty good from memory with Hughes and Qatar.
Yeah, they've only got 1 as well, and that's round 19, which is the last major bye round.
Yeah, so I'd be getting Pappenhausen and riding him till the end of the season and hope he stays healthy, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess for those who had far longer as well, he's actually kept his spot on the wing as well. Yep. So for those that have him, I know he just scored about 55 or something. It was like the reason I lost. Yeah, if you have him, just hold on to him as well because he's going to still make a little bit of money. Could do well on the wing as well.
And we both said in the buy, hold, sell to buy Katoa and Jerome Hughes last week because of that great buy schedule. Jerome Hughes continues to cook. He's got 60. He got 60, 76, and 58 in his recent scores. Katoa scored a try. Albert, it was a bit lucky with the one-on-one strip, but we'll take a 56 and move on for him. That's great stuff.
Yeah, those two, such good pickups. And once again, yeah, all the Storm, both of these teams, just pick up anyone who you like because they've got the best buy schedules out of everyone else.
Titans Warriors is the next game, and if you don't have this man, David Fifita, buy him now. I would be. Oh, look, he is very expensive still, but
he's still a buy.
He's still a must-have, especially during this buy round period.
I know a lot of people had the captain armband like myself last week, so hopefully everyone had a good vice captain. I had Yo. He did the job. We think got like 60. Well, how'd you go with that, mate?
I know. Look. Rookie error 101 here, but I had Ruben Garrick, which obviously in hindsight isn't a bad issue, you would think. But he went with 2 HIAs, got concussed, never came back.
Yeah, GG.
So it is tough. I mean, mate, we knew this kid was going to be good when we picked him up in the first round. Keanu Keeney, 300 run meters, a club record. we knew his talent, and I know one man, individual, Ethan Innes, and I hope you're listening, mate.
Held him?
No, he is a big Keanu Keeney hater, and I just wanted to point it out that he is back. 80 points on the weekend.
Is he low-key a pickup? 523K, break-even of like negative 15.
I know it's a low break-even, but I'm pretty sure the Titans just like they're gonna get they could get the spoon. So
yeah,
like his attacking stats.
He's a little bit too risky, but like he's an exciting player for sure.
His halves teammate Jaden Campbell, I picked him up on the weekend actually. And he got me a good 61 points.
Yeah, he's solidifying himself. He's being the man that everyone thought he was at the start of the year.
Yeah, 559K. I think he's still definitely a good option to pick up this week.
57 and 61 consecutively, so fair play.
Yeah. For the Warriors, I mean, there's always some good pickups for the Warriors across the bye round schedule due to most of them being Kiwi internationals. Sean Johnson looks a great pick. AFB, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck's back in the side this week.
Tohu, he's back in the starting role at lock.
Yeah, there you go. Tohu's another
back.
one. So there's definitely some big options there down at Wartown. Dylan Walker named to play on the edge for round 16. He was a bit of an option a few weeks ago.
I wouldn't be going near him on the edge.
Don't want to risk it. Yeah.
I guess the only benefit there is Tohu playing in the middle for longer.
I mean, Mitch Barnett's to come back, so I think that's a good call to miss him. And let's have a look anywhere else that there's news for the Wars. There's obviously just so many pickups this week. I actually wouldn't be stressing, and a little bit off topic, if you don't have 13 this week, purely for the fact you're just going to screw your side up and we only have like 8 trades left. So
yeah, everyone is into single digits. That I know of pretty much.
Yeah.
And there's also another major buy round. So look at that. If you have enough to field at least one of the major buy rounds, I'd probably be chilling.
Look, if you held this man for the round 16 bye, you are throwing fist bumps because Terame has 2 edge back rowers on the bench as well. He is going to be eating and scoring a lot of points this weekend. I'm going to tip 60 plus for Terame.
Yeah,
I'm even going to say throw the captaincy ban on him if you got him as well.
I think that's pretty safe, to be honest. I think I might be giving the captaincy to Tedesco like I tried to a few weeks ago.
Yep, that's another great option.
He's versing the Doggies who are losing a few. Wow, they're losing? Oh, no, maybe. They've got a pretty full strength team.
Well, they'll get Burton back, I think.
Yeah, they will.
They'll get Burton back. Karaz has been good. We've kept him the whole year. We thought about selling him quite early on in the piece. No Jacob Preston, though, which is a bit disappointing for those that did end up holding for this buy round. Reed Marnie. I know All Out's looking for a hooker option.
Certified keeper.
711K.
He just gets 50s every week.
Yeah.
Like, he's just one of those guys you set and forget. He'll do a job for you. So, fair enough.
And look, the Roosters... Dom Young has been named to return on the wing, so if you held him, that's a good sign. He could score 50 plus again. So,
and when he has Tedesco next to him, I love Dom Young.
Another hooker option for the Rabbit Sea Eagles game is Damien Cook. Now, Bence, we said to get Cookie about 4 weeks ago. I actually didn't even jump on the trade myself.
I didn't either. Why don't I just listen to my own podcast?
I know.
It's just ridiculous.
I kept Harry Grant in the hope that he's actually going to do something for us. And he's now
been diabolical, to say the least.
657K. I'd be selling him to Cookie as fast as he can.
Got 69 last week, and his last 3 games, 57.3. So he's still underpriced at 714K.
Yeah, big time.
He's still a buy.
Jai Gary gets to run at fullback. I wouldn't be buying him with Latrell coming back in a few weeks. Disappointing for fantasy owners to see Latrell get picked for Origin.
It had to happen.
It had to happen, though. It did have to happen.
I'm a little bit scared of Latrell, but oh well.
Yeah. Look, Sea Eagles, there's not really much to note for the Sea Eagles. Jai Simpkin was actually quite good last week. He played the whole game, I'm fairly sure.
I mean, the main thing is Garrick being out, I guess. I think Garrick. He's owned by about 25% of fantasy players, so...
Look, the Buy, Hold, Sell podcast will be out on Wednesday afternoon, but just a quick look at Garrick. I probably would be selling him. I think it's just time to go blood. I mean, break-even's not going to be pretty. Let's have a look what it is.
His 11-day stand down really hurts, and his break-even's going to be through the roof, so I think he's a pretty safe sell.
It threw all our buy planning, that's for sure.
I guess the only thing you can hold on to there is that Tom Turbo is rumored to be back like somewhat soon. And when Turbo's there, the Seagulls attack just goes through the roof. So I guess if you wait for that and hold him, it's probably not the worst idea.
Yeah.
I'm looking at their buy schedule, just round 17 and 22.
Okay. Yeah.
So they're still at 2. Yeah, I'd probably lean towards sell.
Yeah, I would too. Let's continue on. Now, this next game, West Tigers versus Raiders. Good to see the Tigers are back in winning form, and they also invite Lockie Galvin back into the starting side. For those that held, I actually had him in my trades last week. I was ready to pull the trigger and say, see you, blood.
I think
see you later.
A lot of people, I'm reading here that 32,000 coaches sold him last week. So
yeah, wow.
Damn.
So that's a good hold for those that have him. Let's have a quick look elsewhere. Uchikamanu went huge last week, scoring 81 as well, and Save Fast continued to climb in value with another 54 that picked him up. For the Raiders, KO Weeks has his worst score on the season. It was bound to happen.
It was due. There were some games, like even before this one, where it looked like he wasn't going to get the best score, but then he will like score a try.
Yeah.
So I think this was due, but obviously don't worry, he's still going to go. His break even's still probably nothing.
I'd probably keep Ethan Strange again for this week, obviously with the bye round, and then it's good time. Actually, he played quite well on the weekend.
Yeah, he's
It
got
could be
54.
a hold.
Yeah,
It could be a hold.
He's low-key just been like coming back. He's got like a second wind. So
Yeah.
if you got him, I'd be holding him.
I had Rapana in my team very early on in the piece, and he actually did quite well. He got 60 again on the weekend and looked quite busy as well.
Yeah, he could be not a bad potty, although it is Rapana. He does love to get injured or suspended.
yeah,
So
very true.
it's like I probably wouldn't buy him, but if you have him, fair enough.
Look, we'll do our Origin predictions in next week, I believe. Do you have an early prediction though for the MCG? I really like. It could go.
You know
either way.
what? I think New South Wales are going to win because I think the bench for Queensland is it's just not strong enough for me. I don't like the bench. I don't like Kafusi, Catewell, so on. And I just love the injection of Latrell Mitchell. Like Latrell Mitchell is on a roll for that New South Wales team. When he played in the centres there, like they literally looked like they weren't going to be stopped for 10 years. So I think I'm a bit worried. And plus, obviously, we know it tends to be 1-1 before it goes to the decider. So my prediction is New South Wales by 4.
The one thing that scares me the most is that everything that could go wrong for New South Wales went wrong, and they were in the game till about like the 60th minute mark.
Yeah, that's what's worrying as well.
So-
Queensland did not play well. It was, I in a way, as I said at the start, even though I really want Queensland to win, I wouldn't mind if it goes to a decider just because it's in Brisbane.
I love theatre. I love theatre.
I love it.
I will probably look. Obviously, we're Queenslanders. We want Queensland to win.
Course,
But if I was a Melbourne citizen, a Victorian citizen, I would say on paper New South Wales is going to win on Wednesday next week. All right, we might leave it there for TLT. The boys will be here for Buy, Hold, Sell on Wednesday. That'll be a big podcast. Make sure you tune into that one. And Bents, we'll see you then.
We'll see ya.